Honor Play. This chip at this price, Honor did take us all by surprise, didn't they? So is the Honor Play as good a deal as it appears to be on paper? Well, I spent almost a week with it as my primary, and here's my 2 cents on the topic. Now, before we jump in, if this is your first time here, or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, card to a monthly giveaway, links in the description below, and while you're down there, hit that bell icon, ensure you don't miss out on any of our daily content. Let's now get started. Pick up the Honor Play and you'd be forgiven if you are unimpressed. Honor has put out much prettier phones. Hell, Honor has glass builds in the 10K segment. The Honor Play doesn't look too impressive, but it's the epitome of not judging a book by its cover. Before we jump into the spec sheet, a word on the build. It might not turn heads, but it's quite practical. The curved edge makes sure the phone is easy to wield. The fingerprint scanner is placed where it's easy to hit, and it's quick to respond. The 7.5mm thickness, the 175g weight, it's easy to handle. In fact, the landscape orientation of the text and the antenna lines do give it a bit of flair, a little bit of character, if I might say, to set it apart from the regular metal back offerings from the competition. Now, if you feel I've been a little too critical of the build here, you probably are, right? I probably am being a little too critical. That's because the rest of the package is so damn good in comparison. Now, underneath the hood, Honor's got the HiSilicon Kirin 970 chip. Now, this is a flagship chip that's been used on phones priced over 3 times more. It can handle pretty much anything thrown at it with ease. Rendering videos? Yes. Handling mundane day-to-day tasks? Yes. Gaming? No issues at all. That's without even taking GPU turbo into account. Now, this is a 4A73, 4A53 combo built on the 10nm process, just like the Snapdragon 845 and 835. So it's power efficient and also manages to run cool. Talking about power efficiency, there's a 3750 mAh battery on this guy, making it one of the highest capacity batteries on a phone with a flagship chip inside. The battery life, as expected, is exemplary. With light to moderate usage, I was able to get to almost the end of day 2 on a single charge. Even with heavy usage, something like a bit of GPS, 30 minutes of gaming, a lot of camera samples, and even on a day like that where I've pushed the phone a bit, well, the Play had no issues getting me to the end of day 1 on a single charge. I generally end the day with at least 30% left. So if you do run out of charge though, Huawei's 18-watt quick charger is included in the box, so you can get back up real quick. You know how we were talking about gaming and videos? Now that experience is not gonna be good if the display was a letdown. Thankfully, Honor hasn't compromised here either. This is a top-notch panel with a notch. Lame puns aside, this is a 6.3-inch IPS LCD panel with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio. The resolution is Full HD+. The viewing angles are great. It's quite vibrant and bright and was easy to read even under the hot Chennai sun. Not that we have hot sun right now. I mean, it's raining a lot. Electricity got conked out, which is why this video is going live today instead of yesterday. I'm just saying. Anyway, when you're watching those videos or playing a game, the audio is going to be coming out of that single downwards firing speaker. That audio happens to be reasonably loud, very clear. Or alternatively, you could plug your earphones into the headphone jack. Yep, the 60 plus thousand Huawei P20 Pro doesn't have a headphone jack, but the Honor Play still has one, and it's quite good. While on the topic of audio, I faced no issues with cellular reception or call quality in my time with this phone either. Now, coming back to my experience with the Honor Play, it wasn't great just because of the flagship Kirin 970 inside. Software 2 played its part. This is eMUI 8.2 built on top of Android 8.1 Oreo. We've seen it on so many phones recently, so I'm really not gonna get into it really deep. It's quite stable, comes with some neat add-ons like a theme engine, different navigation options, a built-in option to screen record. It could be an acquired taste for some since it's different from stock Android, but it still is very fast and, like I said, stable. Performing day-to-day tasks on the Honor Play was a breeze. Whether it was social media or playing a game or jumping back and forth between apps, it was all smooth sailing. On the optics front, we've got AI-powered dual cameras to the back. There's a primary 16-megapixel f2.2 shooter coupled with a 2-megapixel depth sensor. Under good lighting, the camera does well. There's a bit of over-sharpening on the images, but it's not enough to worry about. The dynamic range isn't great, but the Honor Play does have a trick up its sleeve in the form of AI. With the AI mode on, the dynamic range is much improved, comparable to some of the best cameras in this segment. Now, AI by itself is a hit or a miss at times, but what I like most about this implementation is that Honor lets you choose whether you want the AI pick or the regular untouched pick after you make the shot. So leave AI on. If you don't like the result, you can see how the regular pick turned out. You like that better, use it. The bokeh or depth of field is average, as you can see in this pic. That's because of the f2.2 lens. So here's the same scene side by side with an image shot with the Mi A2 to give you some perspective. Like I said, it's because of the f2.2 lens. It's quite narrow, so the depth of field isn't very shallow. And this hurts the camera even more under low light. There's a lot of noise in the images. The software processing tries, but the hardware just isn't there. So the Honor Play stumbles under low light. It's not unusable, but there are definitely better cameras for low light in this segment. With the portrait mode, the Honor Play does really well. Edge reduction is great for both the rear as well as the selfie camera. Even regular selfies shot with this 16 megapixel selfie camera turned out well. Lots of detail, sharp and realistic colors. On the video front, the Honor Play can shoot 4K videos at 30 FPS. Yes, the details and colors are good, but the lack of OIS or even EIS hurts the experience. The footage ends up being more jittery than I'd like, so I'm not really high on the video of this phone. Overall, the camera is good for stills under well-lit conditions, portraits and selfies, but not so much under low light of a video. The camera is probably the weakest link in this Honor Play. Here's a card to a dedicated camera comparison with the best in segment Mi A2 to give you a better idea of how it stacks up. And with that, let's talk price. The Honor Play is priced at 20,000 rupees for the 464 variant and 24 for the 664. Now, the 20K segment has been quite dead for a few years, ever since Xiaomi and OnePlus started pricing their flagships over 30K. We usually end up finding only overpriced Samsungs or Motos in this segment, and I'm happy to say the Honor Play now is the best phone you can buy at 20K. I probably wouldn't get the 6 gig variant. Paying 4K extra for 2 extra gigs of RAM doesn't make sense for me. But yeah, at 20K, it's great. Does it have its flaws? Yes, definitely. The camera is mediocre, the build's nothing to write home about, but that display, the stellar battery life, and that flagship Kirin 970 chip, most importantly, that's just too good a combo to not consider this price bracket. Hell, even at 24, I wouldn't pay 24 for the extra 2 gigs, but if this was just priced at 24, I would probably still recommend it. Overall, the Honor Play gets a big, huge thumbs up from me. Talking about big huge thumbs up, that's what you should give this video if you liked it. If you didn't, you can always put it on. Either way, subscribe and hit that bell icon to ensure you don't miss out on any more content of ours. With that, I must bid you adieu. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, my name's Ash, you've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.